Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing NAD Bluesound's brand new POWERNODE Edge. Bluesound, stunning as far as its ability to stream every known audio format in absolutely perfect sound. They add the POWERNODE to be able to drive bookshelf speakers and other things along those lines. But there's been a little bit of a gap for people that might want to utilise the product for perhaps smaller speakers, or as in a semi-custom environment where in-ceilings or something like that are being used, or of course reinforcing the sound from a TV. And so NAD and through their Bluesound of course have released a brilliant new product, 40 watts a channel, their new POWERNODE Edge. All of the key Bluesound feature sets that we have learned to love. You know, the ability for that app to run on everything, including your PC, not just your tablet or your smartphone. It includes all of the latest audio formats for Bluetooth, including aptX and AirPlay and all of that. Of course, including internet radio, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Qbuzz, everything. It's all covered off. It uses a 24-bit 192K DAC natively, and it uses a digital amplifier on board to ensure that it runs extremely efficiently from a very small box. So, let's have a look. Now, firstly, because this is an international product with an international voltage, the packaging is sort of opened and a New Zealand power supply is added. So before we sort of strip it open, we'll see what they've done. They've cut that back plastic, slid it open, put a New Zealand power cord in and then taped it closed, to give you a semi-factory feel. But of course there's a little sticker there saying that it's been opened and for final inspection, so to speak. The packaging itself is exactly what you would expect from a Bluesound product. All of the other unboxings you will see the emulation of this design. POWERNODE Edge and Bluesound along with the high-res audio. An emulation of that branding, and then at the back we've got a line drawing of the product itself. We've got a scannable information about its serial number and then its colour. And I've chosen a white one today, to be honest, because I like the contrast in the display, which we're about to see. Now opening this is very, very straightforward again, because it's just been resealed with some packing tape. So a couple of small slips means that this semi-protective cover can be discarded and the box easily opened. Now it's a very straightforward process because it's just kind of, you know, it's like a chocolate box, okay? Inside it reveals a basic quick start guide about the Bluesound products, where to download the app, and that's a really critical part of the process. The app itself is extremely intuitive and a huge reason why Bluesound is so successful. We see an accessory box, and obviously with the line drawing information we've got a couple of things worth drilling into. As I alluded to, the first thing is a New Zealand figure 8 power cord. There's a desiccant bag to keep things moisture free. There is a colour matched network cable, so the unit's white, so the network cable is white, and it's in a Bluesound logoed sort of wrapping. There is a small optical adapter. This takes the traditional Toslink optical, which you would expect to see out of televisions and other things like that, and uses the 3.5mm, which for form factor reasons the Bluesound Edge uses. And then, quite unique to anything in its price, the unit comes with a screw, a plastic slide bracket, and a metal wall bracket. Now that's kind of cool. The unit can be easily wall mounted, and the most obvious is in behind a television or somewhere discreet. In behind a cabinet if you wish, and just have the speakers on the top surface. But to have a wall bracket free included is a nice little feature that Bluesound have added. Okay. Now the easiest next step is to lift the product out temporarily and understand that in the bottom, under that packaging, is some basic warranty information and then a more comprehensive user guide from Bluesound, along with everything else you would expect in multi-languages. Okay. Now, NAD has opted for recyclable cardboard packaging, and it means that even worst case scenario, if this ends up in landfill, it's going to decompose pretty quickly, but it's 100% recyclable as well. There's a layer, and then the formed layer to protect the unit itself. Lifting that out and putting it to one side, we see a last desiccant bag and the last of the packaging. As I alluded to, the product is not large. At 40 watts a channel and being very clean as far as, very efficient electrically because it's digital, the amplifier doesn't need to be very big. And look at how elegant it is. What you don't see is its weight. This is not light. Now of course it's not 20 kilos, sure, but it's beautifully well built. They haven't scrimped on it. This doesn't feel like a little plastic toy. Now protecting it is a little bit of edge tape. Removing that is part of the final kind of thing. And we see the unit for the first time. Front and centre there's an infrared sensor and the Bluesound logo. Then we see a series of things from a new touchscreen. This is a trickle down from some of the other products. And behind that touchscreen, but that's for play, pause, skip backwards and forwards, and also changing the volume. Directly behind it, and part of its elegance, and please hang around for close-up photographs, is this little vent. It's a beautiful little way of allowing a little bit of ventilation in the critical elements of the product, but it hasn't intruded on the design element that they're trying to achieve. As you can see, there's an edge to it, and it's not very deep. Looking at the back, they've introduced some slightly cheaper binding posts to ensure that they can keep the cost of production significantly lower and hit this very, very aggressive new price. Like all of the 5-way binding posts, there's the ability to take bare wire or take the little plastic caps out, discard them and utilise banana plugs. The caps themselves are very easy to get out. I'll take out all 4 so that we can see the gold plating for the banana socket. Beside the left and right output, we have a subwoofer output, and it enables via the app and the remote control to keep that subwoofer in check. We have an HDMI for eARC, audio return out of a television, and beneath it we have an infrared input for an external IR control system, and the optical 3.5mm. Now this, like some laptops, is also an analog input, so the single input could be utilised for either an optical or analog 3.5. Beside that we've got a network cable, and please, anything that's streaming in your home you should seriously consider, even if it's a horrible task to try and do, you should seriously consider running a network cable to these products. The wireless in your home is kind of this arms race in your own living room as far as which wireless device is going to grab the bulk of the wireless content, wireless broadband. And so it's important that you should be running a network cable to those things that you're expecting to run stable. Above it is a USB with 5 volt low amp, and lastly the figure 8 power socket. Looking at the base, we see the mounting point for the wall bracket, an emulation of the scannable information with the serial number, and then some information associated with MAC address and other network setups. You'll also see the bulk of the additional ventilation, and it's lovely to see that the attention to detail with this product is stunning. Despite its very, very modest price, the product hits a quality and sound quality, build quality and sound quality that nothing else will touch in its price. So, there we have it. Bluesound's new POWERNODE EDGE, 40 watts a channel, 24-bit 192K, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.